we'll proceed to Andhra Pradesh news. We'll start with January current affairs. Unlike the national news, now so far we have seen the news in weekly wise, because in the weekly wise generally the coverage will be wide. Whatever that has happened across the world we have seen. So international, national, bilateral relations, economy, science and technology, sports, awards, honors, persons in news, every news we have covered. So in the examination point of view. But if you take the state current affairs, the geographical area of any state is very less. So Andhra Pradesh news, we will cover each and everything. However, since the geographical area of Andhra Pradesh is very less, so you may not see as large as the news that you have seen during the national news. Now we'll proceed with the news. CII Partnership Summit. CII means Confederation of Indian Industry. In India, mainly we have two organizations, business organizations. They are FICCI and CII. These two organizations represent business community. Every year, the CII conducts a summit any place in the country. This time, the 22nd summit was held in Visakhapatnam on January 10th, 11th and 12th. That means in total 3 days the summit was held. In this summit, for the first time in India, the Andhra Pradesh government has declared retail policy. So in India, if the question is like this, in India, name the state which has declared the first retail policy. It is Andhra Pradesh. This year we have many, like first state. Many developments are there in this year, that is in 2016. For example, if you take the first state to declare the retail policy, Andhra Pradesh. First state to join in civil aviation policy, Maharashtra. First state to pass GST bill, Assam. First state to adopt sewage and wastewater policy, Rajasthan. First state to be declared as a 100% digital literacy state, Kerala. Like many states we have the first state. Among them, Andhra Pradesh has added its feather in the category of retail policy, in the declaration of retail policy. So what were the agreements during the CII summit? So from 41 countries, 357 representatives attended the summit, and from various states almost 1100 people have also witnessed the agreements. As Andhra Pradesh government thought that it could attract 2 lakh crore investments during the summit, and to the surprise of even the Andhra Pradesh government, almost 4.78 lakh crore agreements were made, and 10 lakh 30,000, almost 10 lakh 30,000 employment would be created if all these agreements are realized. In total, 328 agreements were happened during the summit. The other decisions that were taken during this year is, as a part of CII, there was an agreement. So Andhra Pradesh government has decided to establish a petrol university in Amaravati in association with the Government of India. They may directly ask, in which of the following place Government of India will establish a petrol university, that is in Amaravati. Same, 5,280 megawatts thermal electricity plant will be coming up in the Krishna district. Say coconut refinery will be established in Tammada village. The Tammada village is in Laveru Mandal in the Srikakulam district. And airports in Visakhapatnam, Nellore and Kurnool. These are the greenfield airports. We have to say greenfield. So what is greenfield, what is brownfield, that we have explained it already. Next, solar industry to come up in Achyutapuram of Visakhapatnam. They may ask in the math the following: petrol university, coconut refinery, airports and Reliance Group's naval facility, and right side they will give you the air places. They may ask you to match the following. So very very important. The same, for the first time in India, medical devices manufacturing park will be established in Andhra Pradesh, and the investment for this particular medical devices manufacturing park will be 20,000 crore. Apart from this, Andhra Pradesh government has declared the retail policy. So through its retail policy, the Andhra Pradesh government wants to attract 5,000 crore investments, and the moment that it issues the notification, that means the date from the issuance of notification, the policy will last for 5 years. The date of the tenure of the policy will be 5 years. Once the notification declares, right from the declared notification to the end date will be 5 years. And the policy will be applicable to the companies which have rupees 1 crore or more annual turnover. Through this policy, Andhra Pradesh government wants to create 20,000 employment by 2020, and according to the policy, the companies which fall under the retail policy should have 1 crore or more annual turnover, and at least of 10 employees of it must be the full-time basis. And under the retail policy, the goods can be sold through stores or direct selling or e-commerce or m-commerce. So how the question is asked? Daily, according to government's recent retail policy, which of the following is true? This is applicable only to the 1 crore or more turnover companies. 2, at least 10 employees must be there in the company. 3, the policy will last for the 5 years since the issue of the notification. 4, all the above, they may ask. So we have to remember each and every point of the policy. So policy here clearly explained. Through this policy, government of Andhra Pradesh wants to attract 5,000 crore investments. The retail policy will be effect for 5 years once the notification is issued. Right from the issue of the notification, the date of the issue of the notification to 5 years, and 20,000 employment will be created by 2020 by adopting this policy. And the companies which having 1 crore or more annual turnover and having at least 10 employees on full-time basis will be considered under this policy, and the goods can be sold to any mode, either it may be stores or direct selling or e-commerce or m-commerce. Next, AP Science Congress. The first AP Science Congress, Andhra Pradesh Science Congress, was held in Tirupati Sri Venkateswara University from January 27th to 29th. Remember, actually the dates were 23rd to 25th, but due to unavoidable reasons, the summit, the Science Congress was postponed. And more important, another question is there. Not only the Andhra Pradesh but also Government of India conducts Indian Science Congress every year once. It may be there in the first week of January. Every year, first week of January. Already 103 Science Congresses were held right from 1913 to 2016. 103 Science Congresses were held, but this time 104th Science Congress will be held in Tirupati in Andhra Pradesh. We have to remember, it's a very very important question. Now, the AP Science Congress that was held in 2016 from January 27th to 29th was inaugurated by Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu. The focal theme of this is Science for Smart Technology. Science for Smart Technologies. Now, what were the decisions taken during the summit? The Andhra Pradesh government wants to provide 20 Mbps speed of internet to every household by July this year, that is 2016, and every year on November 7th AP Science Congress will be held and the venues will be chosen accordingly. So these are the decisions that were taken during the AP Science Summit. Next, a new CS Satyaprakash Thakur. So before him, IVR Rao was the Chief Secretary. His tenure completed on January 31st, 2016. The government of Andhra Pradesh wanted to renew his tenure, but however he denied to accept the offer of the Andhra Pradesh government. Next, the obvious choice was the senior most IAS officer belongs to the 1981 cadre, Satyaprakash Thakur. So he was chosen. He was the Principal Secretary of Economic Development from 2006 to 2010, he was the Principal Secretary of Education Department. Since 2010, he had been rendering his services as a Principal Secretary in Economic Development. That is Satyaprakash Thakkar. So Satyaprakash Thakkar was appointed as the new Chief Secretary of Andhra Pradesh. So before him, IVR Krishna Rao tenure came to an end on 31st January, as I told you. The senior IAS officer Satyaprakash Thakkar served in Planning Department as Special Principal Secretary. Thakkar, a 1981 batch Indian Administrative Officer, the law graduate from University of Delhi. Just miss this point. The law graduate from Delhi University. Held the post Principal Secretary of Irrigation Department, as I told you, from 2004 to 2010 in Andhra Pradesh government. At the time, the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh was Dr. Y.S. Rajshekar Reddy. And he has more than 3 decades experience in development and planning. So he has been the Principal Secretary of Planning Department since 2010. He was chosen. So these are the January month news of Andhra Pradesh. Thank you.